Okay, so plans got a little goofy today. I'm still using the big spreader, loading my stuff up right now. Unfortunately, our dry building was not, when they built this thing, they were not expecting equipment to get bigger. When they still had their old Prowler, which I've had on video down here many moons ago a couple times, that would fit in there and they could load right out. These new spreaders, they're too wide and too tall to fit in that building. So if we do any loading right here to location, we got to dump it in a truck and then put it in the spreader. A little unhandy, but anyhow, plans. So we were initially going to work this morning, and Ryan was going to show me how to run the spreader. Wow, this windshield needs cleaned. And then I was going to go spread my stuff. Well, it rained a little bit last night, and Ryan chickened out on the working this morning. So he called me. He called me at 6:45 right before I was getting ready to head down here. And ended up not coming down. Well, he said he might come down by himself and load some stuff or run a load out, and if he did, he'd call me. Well, I waited around. It's like, well, I didn't really get any rain back home, so I want to go spreading. So I was going to come down here and load my little spreader and just go spread that way. And we ended up, now I'm going to come down. Well, I came down here initially, and he FaceTimed me and showed me how to run the spreader, and I think I got it, but then because he went over to our other location this morning to load some seed for a guy that was coming in. Well, went through the process. He showed me how to run the spreader over the phone. I went inside, started making my ticket so I could load the truck, and then he called me back and said, hey, I'll just come over there. Because we loaded a truck last night for what we were going to spread this morning. He said, we'll go spread that truck out. I'll show you how to do everything. Then you can go spread your stuff. So I'm on the clock right now, but we're behind schedule. But I got, hold on, let me turn the blender on here real quick. So that's where we're at. But I got 2 batches I gotta load for me, because it wasn't all gonna fit in one. So I'll have 2 loads to spread out. Wow, this windshield needs cleaned. It wasn't that bad yesterday before the humidity got to it. We weren't supposed to do a whole lot yesterday because it was supposed to be windy, so my plan was to power wash this thing and clean the windows and go through and do all that. Well, it never got windy. We started spreading, and then I was running loader all day, so I never got a chance to do any of that. Okay, there's one batch, and then we gotta come up here and beat this chunky rice grade AMS through the screen. That's chunky dab. And there's batch number 2 for a total of like 22 and some change thousand pounds. So I see Ryan's over across the street getting the Mac out so we can load the other spreader. So I'm gonna go do that, and we'll catch you guys after a bit. Alright, so this is our Deere 600R, and there is not a single piece of steel in this freaking cab that I can set the camera on. So we're just gonna set you in a cup holder. phone up to the radio because this one's got the Bluetooth and the whole 9 freaking yards. This is definitely probably the newest piece of equipment I've ever run. I don't think it's probably, yeah, it's probably the most expensive too. The next closest would have been back when I was working on farm in high school. He had a brand new 8R 320. Yeah, 8R 320. Or no, it's 325. What the heck was it? It's been so long I can't remember. Anyway, it was brand new at the time, but that would have been 12, 13-ish years ago. So inflation and, you know, what have you. He was showing me we got 2 of them. Oh, you're already moving around. We got 2 machines. We got this one, which is just a spreader, and then we got a 4045. Really, you're only going to let me go to that gear, huh? Yep, that's going to max me out at 25 miles an hour. That sucks. They'll run like 30, 35. But I think loaded it won't let you. I think it can sense it. But anyhow, he was showing me on the 4045, it's a little older. I do like that one because it's got a bigger steering wheel in it, though. This one's kind of dinky. But anyhow, I got a little bit of a drive ahead of me because I'm going to start all the way at my northernmost field and work my way close back. Well, everything else I got basically is right around home after what I spread the other day. So we'll see you guys here in a hot minute. All right, we're at the first field. This is the furthest thing, and then basically everything else is down around Mom and Dad's. This is going to knock this out first. We need to double check my density so I can tell the rate controller. I checked it when I loaded it, but I don't trust it, so I just want to check it again. So hang on here. Alright, I found one hunk of steel in this entire freaking cab that I could stick the camera on, and it just happens to be the hunk of steel that they, for some reason, had to make an overkill bracket to mount the window breaker / seatbelt cutters. But, so you're over there in the corner now. So, rate controller set, my field is in. This is a 90-foot spread pattern machine. So yeah, I'll do a border, set up an A/B line, we'll spread with auto steer and go from there. So PTO on. So not start down here, 12th gear. I don't really know if it's a gear, but that's what we're gonna call it. If that could just be like the speed limiter, it limits the. I'm curious to see how well this thing handles these chisel plow ruts. So, yellow button on here, that shuts my spreader on and off, and then this button right here, that's the auto steer, but I don't have an A/B line set yet, so we aren't doing that yet. Figured out how to get my phone hooked up to the Bluetooth, so when I'm not talking to you, I got radio, but I can't listen to the radio while I'm talking to you because YouTube does not like that because YouTube's dumb. We're just gonna run all the way to the back here and I'll fill that in. spot needs a tile. There's a little bit of water standing there. Back here and do this corner. This field is probably going to be the first one to plant. I would almost guarantee it. Okay, I'm bordered, so now we're going to set an AB line. Okay, set A. Set an AB line when I ran that first pass over there, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do back here initially. Set B right there. Fact that you can run across chisel plowed ground at 13 mile an hour and not rattle your bones out is friggin' nuts. And the other thing that's nuts about this machine is the amount of torque that they have in the hydro. I mean, this thing will launch like a rally car. I mean, it's crazy what this thing will do coming off of the line. But this is going to be it for a while. Got 2 loads to get out today, and then all the corn ground will be spread. Okay, so this field's done. I've already been here, checked this, but I'll show you. So we go in here to this work totals menu. 17.81 acres, which is ish, I think between like 17 and 18 is what, when I do a satellite map of this field, is what it comes out as. Average weight applied per acre is 201, so we're a touch low on that. So if I go back here, and I want to go here, and we're going to take that 65 and bump it down to 64, and then okay, and then check and make sure both bins went to 64, and then okay. So when I go to the next field, we'll do that one and then see what the average goes to and see if we're close. I'm shooting for 210, so we'll see what that does. All right. Whew, sorry. So I'm done. Bin is empty. Ryan came up. He got done spreading the job that he was working on down in Indiana, and then he jumped in the tender truck to full of my stuff, came up to Mom and Dad's, loaded me the second time, and then I got finished up here. So now I need to come here, and where was that button he showed me? Nope, not there. Is it here? Yes. Was it that one? Okay, so I need to start that. And then that one. Press each purge button once to empty product. Don't da. And then it's supposed to be oil in the change right now too. That's. Or wait, do I need to hit that button? I do need to hit that button. Okay. Hopefully I did this right. He just said hopefully it's doing its thing. So, real quick. Well, it just quit doing its thing. Okay, let's run that one more time. Because oh wait, what if we just did that now? Belt not running. Press only wants to perform as approximately 2 belt revolutions. Belt not running. Well, of course it's not running. It's supposed to. Why would you have a picture? Why would you have a button just for the oiler, but it doesn't start the belt? That's retarded. What if I... Oh wait, turn to PTO. Okay, now what if I do this? Still says belt not running. Well, if you put it into the oil cycle, shouldn't it automatic? This is dumb. This is dumb. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I did that right or not. I tried. It's my first day. So I almost wished I'd driving around looking at my work ground that the beans are going on. I almost wished that I'd have had a bean mix figured up and loaded, because I'd go spread work ground right. Well, I was on that first piece we were on was work ground, and then I had a little bit left over from spreading here, so I buzzed down the road to my grandma's real quick and spread on that. That was worked. I floated right over that, and then I came back here to finish emptying the bin out. So I had one pass up and one pass down that along the pasture over there that cleaned it out. So yeah, but I mean, this ground would probably chisel right now. It'd probably be a little tacky out in the back, but I think it would chisel. Basically everything I've been on, other than like some spots, would probably chisel right now. I just wish it wasn't gonna frickin' rain tomorrow. What's it gonna do tomorrow? It says tomorrow afternoon. What's tomorrow afternoon? Sunday. Considerable cloudiness, occasional rain showers in the afternoon. What does that mean? Looks like about noon is when the chances pick up. I mean, maybe if I loaded tonight, because it'd still be almost 2 bins to spread all my bean ground. I don't know. Have to figure it out. But it's only a 40% chance of rain tomorrow too, so I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. But man, if I could get a load spread out tomorrow, that'd put me in some pretty good shape. I'd really like to. I might consider it. But that can be tomorrow's thing. And then also on my cylinder rods for the 270 are supposed to be back on Monday. What's the weather like all next week? Let's look at that. Because if you'd have told me that it was, we still got a chance of rain on Monday. If you would have told me a week ago that it was going to dry up and be this fit to go by this time, I'd have called you a liar. I'd have never figured it. So if we don't get a whole lot of rain tomorrow, which we were supposed to get rain last night and it turned into a sprinkle, which hopefully that doesn't mean we're getting into the pattern like we've been the last couple years where it rains and then quits, because we don't want that again. But if we don't get any rain Sunday, we don't get any rain Monday, we got warm and sunny Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the next chance of rain is next Saturday. And it even ain't good. So I mean, by all rights, hopefully my cylinder rods show up Monday. If it does, we can jump on the 270 and get that finished up Monday night. Tuesday, get it power washed and put back together. And then that project will be done, and then at that point it's basically off to the races as far as farming goes. So we'll just have to see how things play out. And like I say, if I can get at least one more load spread tomorrow before the rain comes, we'll be sitting pretty damn good. So with that being said, if I do something tomorrow, that will be its own thing. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.